Wow, wow, wow. Always taking up my spot, this dog. If I die and I'm reincarnated, I want to come back as a dog, as a pit bull or a Rottweiler, and have an owner like me. Life's hard, eh? So I posted that thing, $55 million. No word of a lie, guys. Okay, and it's in the Foreign Affairs on the website. $55 million went towards a study in Bangladesh on diarrhea of our tax money. Well, we have people shitting in the streets, living in tents and cardboard boxes and wherever they can, right? That's just the tip of the iceberg, right? There's studies going on in Africa and all over the world, right? And we're paying for that. I don't know what to make of it. Don't know what to make of it, guys. But anybody that thinks that America, they owe Canada anything, you're wrong. Okay, Canada should have had their shit together a long time ago, like 40 years ago, and we should have been standing on our own 2 feet, not having another country to rely on for our security. But I don't think we have much to worry about anyways for security. We don't have, the only enemies I think that we have are the Canadian government, the Liberals themselves, right? We don't have Russia as an enemy or China as an enemy or America as an enemy. So security really shouldn't be that big of a deal. Okay, I'm going to read some comments here. Hey, fucker. Okay. I heard that Canada doesn't even own the rights to our flag. Is that correct? I don't know. I'll have to look into that one, Stacey. But I do know it's one thing when the five Muppets there, we'll try and read them off. Clark, okay, ex-Prime Minister Joe Clark, Kim Campbell, Jean Chrétien, Stephen Harper, and what's the other douchebag's name? Oh, yeah, Trudeau. How could I ever forget? Okay, that guy. Telling everybody it's Flag Canada Pride week or whatever, or weekend, and get out, and they're selling so many flags. I didn't see any flags out there today when I went for my shopping for my necessities of life because I'm on house arrest. I didn't see any flags flying on anybody's vehicles. I don't see any flags on anybody's houses. But I could tell you one thing, the flags are probably made in China or India, 98% of them. So fly the flag all you want. Okay, I'm Canadian. I'm proud. I always will be. I think Canada should be standing up on our own 2 feet. Okay, and we have all the minerals. We have everything we could bring to the world market, but we just haven't. Right? It's been a failure by every government that I've just mentioned, and before even Joe Clark and Kim Campbell and the rest of the Muppets, Brian Mulroney, Pierre Trudeau, Pierre Elliott Trudeau. Okay, it dates back even farther if you look into the history. But what's very funny that people are all up in arms is that when Trump says 51st state, you can look into it, research it yourself. I hope you do. Okay, every government in the United States since World War II has had a plan to take Canada, the easy way and the hard way. Okay, so they've been planning this for years. Okay, right after World War II, World War I, okay, they were planning on how they could merge or do whatever, right? Every government, even the Obama, the Clintons, the Bush, all of them, okay, you name them. Reagan had a plan. JFK, I don't know if he had a plan. He was gone pretty quick, but yeah, they all had a plan, okay, for Canada, and they wanted that to be part of America. And yeah, if you look into it, dig into it, it's out there. I dare you to go down that rabbit hole, right? So when Trump says the 51st state, I don't know what to make of it, really. I just hope the economies can merge. That would be a nice thing, right? Get rid of the Canadian dollar, pick up the American dollar. Our dollar's worth nothing anyways. Do what you got to do. But look, must be nice to be a dog, eh? So today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to step into another zone today with my cooking skills, and I'm going to do some Chinese food, really. Homemade Chinese food. I got the wontons, or the wontons, the wraps for the egg rolls, and all the stuff that's going to go in the egg rolls. The cabbage, the bean sprouts, the chicken, ground chicken. I'm going to do my own shit, right? I even bought a rice cooker today for the wife. She likes cooking rice and chicken for these dogs. This one, and I got two more, right? So, yeah, they got a hard life, these dogs, right? But just I you gotta be careful on what you say, right? Especially still on Facebook and everything else. The way that I feel about the government and the way that it's going, the liberals are toast. They're finished, right? Any way you look at it, you could have the Mark Carnival show or the Christina Freeloader show, right? They're not going to be there for very long. I just think it's very, very, very crazy to even think to have a prime minister that was never elected to parliament. Don't even have a seat in parliament, but he'll be the prime minister. I've never heard of anything like that in my life. It's de facto. It's a de facto government. It's banana republic, and everybody's watching. And everybody says, well, Canada needs to be respected. Well, we're not respected on the world stage at all by anybody. Maybe in Bangladesh, where they're getting $55 million for a diarrhea study, they might respect us, right? All that is money laundering, guys. Okay, it's like offshore banking for people, right, to hide their taxes and this and that, right? What they do is they set up fictitious companies, okay, and they move the money. Now, you could bet your bottom dollar the $55 million to the Bangladesh diarrhea study that's going on. There's a whole gang of people that are involved in it, right, with their little businesses, and they're all getting a piece of it, and they're all Canadians, and they're all probably liberals. Okay, it's money laundering 101. That's what's going on there. It's a gong show, the whole thing. Fuck them all. You know what? Yeah, I'm to the point. Jeff, I'm to the point that, yeah, I'm at a loss for words, really. Never am I, but I sure feel like it. Hedge fund, like, worse than a hedge fund. PP's a joke, too. Yeah, I know. I seen his little thing that was going on there, make Canada great again, right? We're done. We're finished. We're through. Okay, Canada is not Canada the way that it was. Okay, and PP's got stake in the game. Okay, for the way that Canada is too, because he sat there for the last 19 or 20 years, and he was with the Harper government, and the Harper government's much to blame also, right? When Stephen Harper says that he'd rather see Canada go into poverty than give it to the United States. Well, that's not going to happen. We're going to feel the pain here at the 25% tariffs. And where I'm at right now, people, okay, our whole economy, 90% of the economy in Windsor, Ontario is auto industry related. 90%. Either you're with the big three or the feeder plants, tool shops, okay. Everything here has something to do with the auto industry, and we're going to feel the pinch really hard, okay, for a lot of people. It could be easy. Corporate taxes are what, 35%? Why don't the government just relax on the corporate tax 25%, and we'll be in the same position we are right now, right? Pay the tariffs, do what you got to do. But no, they're too greedy. They'll let the economy sink, okay, before they give up the tax money. We shouldn't even be paying taxes in Canada. We need, Steve Dick says, we need a Doge dog, make them accountable. I've been saying that for years and years and years. I don't care what position you hold, if it's you're the mayor of Windsor or the premier of Ontario or the federal government. Okay, these people are getting rich off the people. Now, it don't take rocket science to add up the numbers. If you're making a nice buck, like $300,000 a year, and you're there for 4 years, how are you worth $50 million at the end? Okay, they're skimming, they're scamming, there's inside trading, there's conflict of interests, there's everything that goes with it is there, okay? Yeah, we need to clean house. it's going to get dirty. It's going to get violent. That's what's going to happen because, like I said before, when somebody loses their job, their livelihood, okay, you're making a nice dollar. Let's say you're at Chrysler's, Ford's, or General Motors, okay, in this town, and you're making $110,000 a year with all the overtime and stuff, and even more, right? You're going to lose that job, okay. In the price of real estate here in Windsor, semi-attached or semi-detached homes are going for $875,000. Okay, so you lose your job, you got the high mortgage, you got the cars, you got the payments of life, right? And you can't make ends meet all of a sudden, and the bank comes knocking to foreclose on the house, and the bank comes to take the vehicle that you're making payments on. You can't make the payments, and everything goes, right? You're going to piss off a lot of people, and you're going to drive some people over that line, right? And that's when things are going to get very hairy over here. Yeah, the gravy train's about to derail. Well, everybody's eyes are open. It's funny, social media 4 years ago, it was big, but a lot of people weren't paying attention to it, right? So you couldn't get the messages out the way that they are now. So, with social media, it's come a long way, and mainstream media's gone to shit. It's nothing but lies, okay, propaganda, and nobody listens to it. There's many ways you can get your information. Okay, I advise everybody to go check it out, right? Everything I'm telling you guys is not fictitious. The $55 million, wow, for a diarrhea study just blew my mind today when I seen it. Okay, and if you go online, go to Foreign Affairs, okay, the money that they give out, right, to these countries while our own people are suffering, it's ridiculous, it's sickening, it's diabolical. That's what it is. And people need to pay. Now you got, hey, Donnie Jelinas, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time frame you're on. When you look at it right now, you got Justin Trudeau before the courts, the prorogation, this and that, right? He's going to appeal it, okay, just like they did with the convoy. The government lost in court. Well, we're going to appeal it. Now, it's going to take years, right? This is what the government does. It's a bunch of bullshit, okay? That's what it is. There's a lot of people that need to be put in handcuffs and put in a jail cell. You got people walking around on bail. Just in my town, I'm hearing a story about somebody who was shot in the face on the west side of Windsor, and the guy who did it's on fucking bail right now, and that just happened last week. How do you do that? How do you get bail for shooting somebody in the face? I couldn't get bail for a bag of weed. Right, 2008, that wasn't happening. Okay, I sat in the Thunder Bay bucket for 3 weeks. I own a house. I got a union job. I got 3 kids at home and a wife. And I get caught with a bag of weed. And they held me there for like a month, man. It was crazy. Crazy. I finally did get bail, but it took a month. It wasn't catch and release, not like you see now. Somebody shoots somebody in the face and they're out the next day. What's going on with this country, right? So the government needs to be held accountable at all ends, man, from the mayor's office to the premier's office to the prime minister's office, your MPs, all of them, right? Because they're not doing anything for anybody. Now they're off on a vacation. We'll call it prorogued, a vacation, paid. Unbelievable, guys. So things are going to get hairy. Stand back, watch it. People are going to lose their minds over here in Canada, right? And what the government's going to recommend for that is the MAID program. You can't make ends meet. You can't put food on the table or a roof over your family's head here and sign up for MAID. You could do yourself in, right? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And before that happens with a lot of people, I think things will be geared towards the government, right? So it's not a very fine time to be a government official in this country because shit's going to go haywire. Keith DeRoches is watching. Leonard LeBlanc. Did you see the rally in Ottawa? No, Donnie, I missed that. What am I missing? What rally? So I guess there was a rally in Ottawa. I seen a lot of snow in Ottawa. And I think Justin Trudeau should go for a walk in that snow. Or wait, he did. He resigned. Oh, no. Yeah, he's maybe. Who knows? Yeah, Brenda Middleton have to say it would need to be squeezed to wake up. Yes. Yes, the people are going to stand up for themselves. Enough's enough, right? You know, how much more can somebody take? Oh, yeah, no, there's a little more you could take. It's called the carbon tax on April 1st. That goes up too, right? How can you keep taxing the people like this when they can't even make ends meet now, right? Yeah, I did see Donnie, I did see the conservative rally that went on there in Ottawa. It was pretty big. They filled the convention center and they had people standing outside watching on big screens, right? So, yeah, it's funny how the rally was not on the news. The news ain't going to show you a lot of things. They're not going to tell you about the $55 million that's gone to the study for diarrhea in Bangladesh. They're not going to tell you that, right? But it's there. And if you look at the documents, the paperwork, it's all there for you to see, right? And that's just the tip of the iceberg, right? I don't know. I don't know what to make of any of it. I'm just glad I'm on house arrest. Really, I am. I don't want to get into any trouble right now at all, right? And I got, 4 more months of it, so I'm going to be as good as I can. Amnesty Critical Thinker says Deutsch in Canada will and already has exposed corruption, but it also hurt Canadians because a lot of citizens will lose their jobs and will be replaced by AI. It's already happening in the America, and I can see and I can prove it. No, 100%. AI is going to take over, and that's the funny thing. Donald Trump says, "Oh, we don't need no income tax." Well, when you keep laying people off the way you are and replace them with AI, okay, you don't have to pay. You don't have to pay the income tax. Mary Ferretti, how are you doing today? So I'm going to do Chinese food. So Patsy was in the front row of that rally. So Patsy Corpus from Windsor, she was representing whatever down there in Ottawa for the Polyev rally. Front row. She's all over the place, that girl, man. I love her, man. Yeah, we need our own Deutsch. It's all coming out of the woodwork, right? Because everything's tied into one another. Okay, when you see what they did, and they exposed the U.S. aid or U.S. AIDS, we'll call it, right? And you see the University of British Columbia get $1.1 billion. That's the university, $1.1 billion. University of Kingston and the University of Toronto, they're all getting money from this U.S. aid. Not only them, it's right across the board, right across the world, right? Right? Canada was getting all kinds of it. Really, why? We're going to be worse off with Carney than Trudeau. A majority are saying we are in for a world of hurt. Well, if Carney gets in, expect, what will we say, the civil unrest. It won't be peaceful demonstrations. But the government will like that because then they can enact the War Measures Act. We'll call it the War Measures Act because that's what it is. And that's what Carney wants to do, right? He's already said it. So the people start to uprise and things get violent and hairy in Canada. He's going to use the War Measures Act to shut it all down, right? And Carney is a de facto. Okay, he wasn't voted in by the people, and if that don't get people infuriated into standing up and having a rebellion towards the government, I don't know what would really. If that don't bring you to the point of fighting for your own country, right? They're crashing the current system to bring in the beast system. I'm afraid so, yeah. I'm afraid so. So I don't know where everybody stands. I got to be careful on how I say things on here because I don't want people to, go off on things that I say, right? But I'm just blurting the truth at the end of the day. In the way that I feel, right? Call me independent thinking. That's what I am. They're fucking with your videos on Facebook. Surprise. Eh, whatever. It's getting out there. I do a video, they get 5, 6, 7,000 people watching it, right? So it's getting out there. Regardless of leadership, people will get rich and people will go poor. Been happening for centuries. 100%. Robert McGee. What are you cooking today, Robert McGee? Or you could call him Bobby McGee. James Smith's in the house. More money for Israel, yeah. 100%. Yeah, we got to be squeezed more. How much can you squeeze the people? I don't know, really. It's to the point where people don't even want to get up and go to work. They just want to go work for cash. Grab a shovel, go shovel snow for cash. But there'll be no more cash soon. Cooking with the cons, bro. You still doing that video, Bobby McGee? On the cooking show? You got to get the orange coveralls for me, and I'll do some cooking for you, bro. Today's Chinese food, made from scratch. I like to cook on my Sundays. Yeah, I think it's strange days indeed that's happening, man, in Canada, right across North America. Now, I don't know much about economics, so I'm not going to act like I do, right? But when you put tariffs on everybody in the world, I think you're just cornering yourself at the end of the day. You think that would be like Canada just to say, okay, we're not going to buy any more refrigerators from the United States or China or any, because we got 40 million people. So, if they sell a million refrigerators a year, right? The same thing with cars. Start building their own cars here and they sell a million cars per year. Uh, Tables, a million. Beds, a million, right? It's keeping the economy going right here, right? Shazam. Shazam's in the house. So I don't know what to make of it. It's called People Are Going to Go Postal. Enough is enough. I'm surprised they haven't. We're pretty tolerant people over here in Canada, as you see, especially after the convoy and they ran people over with the horses and bear maced my daughter and pepper sprayed or whatever the hell it was. Uh, Locked people up for mischief. Okay. Seized bank accounts. Took people's businesses and livelihoods away, man. And the people didn't get up in arms for that. How much more can the people take, right? And they're going to find out very soon. Because I know something you don't know. Sammy. Okay, I got to roll, guys. I got to get my Chinese food cooking. Ciao for now.